All right, and again, I kind of have to watch this video because I'm going to be on a podcast with them today, and I think that it's very relevant to the discussion that we'll have on the podcast. It'll be up on Space Tomatoes channel at some point soon, but this one is from Grumpy Eye, titled "Why I Stopped Playing Star Citizen." So here we go on that one. I mean, I kind of feel you there, buddy.
Hello and welcome to another Grumpy's Rehab Facility video. Today we're going to talk about a topic that has heavily affected my revenue, and that probably got you like wondering like what happened. So yeah, the topic is why I stopped playing Star Citizen, and there's a couple of reasons, and I want to talk about it. And maybe the devs that are actually watching this channel and like that are seeing this video, maybe they're gonna like understand what's happening with the community, because I am a part of the community and I know that a bunch of people are feeling the same way. So let me roll the intro and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy. Grumpy Eye.
So firstly, I have a new lens and it's amazing, and now you can actually see me without like being completely in my fucking eyes, and yeah, that's amazing. But
new
like,
angle too.
Let's stay on the topic. So the first thing is that I'm not done with making videos on Star Citizen. I'm just like gonna take a break from playing Star Citizen for a while, and we're gonna talk about like when I'm gonna.
Like, okay, this is a 37-minute video right now. We're at the end of a patch cycle, yet we still have to play it because 3.18 is not going to be out forever, right? There is nothing wrong with taking a break at this point. At all. Just from a start. You've done all the content. There still is no content that drives you to replay content other than to make money. At some point, the watching your money go up on your mobiGlas just isn't that interesting. And yeah, that's it.
Hop in and all of that.
I'm also not interested.
I just needed to say that like these videos, like the Grumpy's Rehab Facility videos and the Outside Inside Star Citizen videos, are still gonna be running as per usual. And whenever there's like a huge update, I will be doing those kinds of videos. Now, so with that said, I gotta say one more thing. I have started like 2 years ago. I have started playing the game 2 years ago. I have started this channel a year ago and maybe a year and a month ago. And I have been playing Star Citizen for like 6 to 10 hours a day, almost every day. I have did, in like those 2 years, I have did every available game loop over and over again, and like I started feeling like I'm in a never-ending game loop of like elevators and all of that, and that needs to change. Like I need to keep my sanity. And sticking to that topic, I have a feeling that like in the past 2 years, the only things that were like introduced to the game are like punishments for the players, and that's I guess you can see that like one of the reasons, but like no, it's not true. That it's because
the thing is that the only things that have been added to the game are little bones that the dev teams are throwing to us, right? I think a big bone was something like Siege of Orison, like, you know, an attempt at here's this big new event, should be some fun, go play or whatever, right? And some changes to missions, some additions here, some balance changes, but for the most part, all we've been doing is throwing little bones at the community while we wait for PES and server meshing.
Because I'm just like fed up with it. Now let's talk about the main reasons why I stopped playing Star Citizen.
So it's just
like
never going to.
One of the main reasons is going to be that like they're really like CAG is really good at marketing.
Look at this camera work.
But they are not really good at game developing. And like I'm saying this because that's what they showed us. Yeah, you can say, well, there's not enough developers working on the game. You can say a lot of things, but the matter of fact is I don't care. As a player, I really don't care. And whatever the issue is, if it's Squadron 42 or bad management or whatever, I don't care as a player. I'm not gonna stick around just because of like, oh, it's an alpha. And they say those things whenever they feel like that's gonna take him out of a sticky situation. If something goes wrong, if something is badly implemented, or if something is really bad tier 0, oh, it's
Remember,
an alpha.
guys,
But
Star Citizen
when
is
you
an
watch
alpha.
the marketing videos or ISC or whatever, you're gonna see that it's a live service game and it's a ever evolving universe, and they just hype everything up. But when you get to it, like when we get those
hate
things
this argument.
in our hands, we just see
hate
that
this
it's
argument.
still Star Citizen, it's still a buggy mess, and that nothing effectively changed. Now, the only thing like that CAG develops right now is ships, because ships bring them money. It's not the gameplay, no, because like people are still buying ships, even though we haven't had any gameplay loops, any new gameplay loops in a while, in like 2 years. We are still buying ships, and that's making them money. That's making them like being able to expand.
At this point, like, good, because we wouldn't have a game if it didn't work, but it still definitely is backwards. Like, I agree. The reason I hate this argument of the marketing videos from a guy like me or a guy like a Grumpy is we're not duped by the marketing videos. We know they're bullshit. Why do we care? It's implying that they are directly affecting me or him. And we both know that both of us just look at those videos and laugh. Right? That's it. If they're duping other people and other people aren't doing the research, that's an L for them. Right? A lot of people come to my chat, ask about the game after seeing marketing videos, and I give it to them straight. If you're looking for a finished game, if you're even calling this a game, you got it wrong already, right? It's a technical alpha at the moment. They're showing off what the tech that they currently have is capable of. And what it's capable of is some badass looking planets. It is not capable of badass AI. It is not capable of really good gameplay loops or depth of the economy or anything like that, right? It is not capable of being a video game at the moment. That's it. But when people like Grumpy, or call me out for this when I do it, because I do get upset and say this is a dumb mentality from people who are a part of the project and know what's going on. Calling out the marketing videos as something to represent that the game is a live service is idiotic, because you know that the marketing videos are exactly what they are, is to get new people in the game, to create hype for those people. It does not create hype for any of us. We literally just laugh at those videos, and that's the end of it. I don't buy this argument. Never buy this argument if a Star Citizen veteran is making it, because it makes no sense. The letter for the chairman or something like that, where it kind of sounds like something's going to change, that's where I got hyped. And even there, I got duped a little bit, so.
And get the new offices in Manchester and all of that. But like, in the end, as a gamer, as a player, I don't care. Yeah, I was thinking about buying a ship package, which was like $1,700. Like, if you're a concierge, you will see which ship package it is, and I wanted to like get that for the channel, and I explained that to myself by like, yeah, I'm 35 because I had a birthday like 2 weeks ago or whatever. So I was
Happy
like,
birthday.
yeah, I'm gonna be 35. I'm
Feels
like,
birthday, man.
I should probably buy something for myself. And I was like, yeah, it's probably midlife crisis, but fuck it. I mean, I never bought anything for myself. Like when it comes to like, I don't know, buying stuff. But it's all, of course, in the end, it was just for YouTube.
Meanwhile, he has this badass camera, right? You're buying stuff for yourself. You're justifying right now. It's okay. It's okay. You're coping.
Wasn't for me
Keep
or
coping.
myself. It was for YouTube and for like reviewing those ships and having those loaners so I can do something else. But then I realized that like, why would I do that? Why would I support them doing this over and over again and like support them in like doing nothing for like 2 years? And you know that it's gonna happen again. And like this like hiatus or lack of progress is gonna happen again because it was happening for like 10 years now, or 11 if you count 2011 when they actually started working on Star Citizen. And in the end, you can say that, yeah, they're developing Squadron 42. Why would I care about that? Like, I don't want to play Squadron 42. I pledge for Star Citizen.
You hopefully will care about that, but it's going to take 318 for us to find out. That's the big thing, is the first thing from the actor feature team, which is the big team that moved from Star Citizen pretty much exclusively, I guess, to pretty much exclusively Squadron 42. The reason you should care is when you start seeing improvements to Star Citizen from that. And the actor team did the I think it's salvage, but not ship-based salvage, the hand-based salvage. So there's that. There's UI improvements. There's ship flight improvements, things like that. So when those things come in, that is more when you'll be able to kind of see the idea of why you should care about Squadron 42. But I don't know if it'll be a good or a bad thing yet. So that still remains to be determined. I'm not buying it as it's going to be a good thing, but it will definitely be representative of the quality of Squadron 42 at the moment. And yeah, we'll have to see.
Buying ships for Star Citizen. Like, you guys are buying ships for Star Citizen, so why would you care about Squadron 42? And you can say that like, all right, okay, you're right, but still they're doing that, and you can't change the fact. But again, I can change the fact that I'm like not playing this game, and I'm just gonna stop playing it because it's bad. It is
many
bad.
people would.
And I don't care about the reason. Like, if it's a Squadron 42 or if it's, as I've said, bad management or whatever, I don't care. In the end, the game is barely playable and it's just frustrating. And I don't want to be frustrated like 24/7 or like 10 hours a fucking day. I want to have fun, and I want to like talk about some fun stuff and do fun stuff in front of you guys to make you laugh or whatever. So yeah, Star Citizen is not that anymore. Because like, why would I care why the bugs are not fixed?
Yo,
like,
this camera work
they're
is
not getting
awesome.
fixed because of a couple of reasons. Like, for 2 years now, your ships are getting blown away by the wind. Maybe even more. I don't know. I've been playing for 2 years. I have been following the development since 2012, but I just didn't like play, so I couldn't tell you. Like, when you watch ISC or when you watch any of like previous videos that they have been making, like around the verse and whatever they called it, I forgot. They never mentioned like ships being blown away by the wind. And if you haven't experienced that, like, even if they did, you wouldn't know what that means. But yeah, that's been happening for 2 years now. It's still a thing. The other thing is that like we have double elevators, double bunkers, where like you can't enter a bunker because there's 2 bunkers spawn on top of each other. And don't get me started on like us having only bunkers for FPS missions. Yeah, we have events now, we have some different stuff, but it's still like most of it is still just bunkers. And there's more things that like you step out of a ship during a storm and you die. Like, you just walk around a planet, you die, you fall to the ground, you like quantum jumping mechanics and all that. It's just like frustrating and it's never ending, and I can talk for fucking hours about all the bugs that are being like neglected by the devs, that are being just like, yeah, we're gonna fix them later. And now we have 317.2 in the PTU again, and they're fixing nothing. They're like fixing some things. The first patch was okay-ish, but now they're just fixing like a Gladius paint and then another Gladius paint and then this and then that. Like, nothing really changes. What, like, most of the game-breaking bugs are still gonna be there, and they just don't care. They just don't care.
They do care.
It's been like that for like 2 years.
They do care, but they have the easiest excuse in the world which is works on our servers. Oh, must be the servers. Must be the servers. It can't be that way anymore. That's why PES is so important. That's why talking about 318, communicating that to the player, all of that is so important, because you have to get to that point where the servers are running more smoothly and you have less issues that you can blame on the servers, and then issues rise to the top, and that's it.
Years now, for me at least. It's been like that for, I don't know, like I've heard stories and I feel really sorry about like people that are playing for like 6 years, like since 3.0. Like most of the bugs that we are experiencing right now, like some of them, maybe not most of them, but some of them are like there since like 3.0. And like, why is that? Why is that happening? And should I care as a player or should I care as a YouTuber? No. Like, what?
Of course you should.
Am I gonna like twist their arm enough so they actually do something? Like, I'm trying, and I'm still gonna keep on trying, but no, I'm not gonna do that. So therefore, I'm not gonna play it because it's fucking unplayable. And then the next reason will be that like they're blaming the server performance for everything. Like everything is tied to server performance, right? But like we saw that it's not. But if you read between the lines and like saw what the developers were saying back then and now, you would see that like most of those were just like lies. And I'm sorry guys, those were just lies.
I don't think they're lies.
When the community started complaining about the ship-to-ship combat and desync, they were like, yeah, it's probably because of the server performance. Yeah, the server tick rate is slow. They never actually mentioned the tick rate, but they were saying,
yeah, I think it could be incompetence. It could be being, I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying it as a lie.
That it's just like server issue. But
I think in every situation where you can, what would it be? Imply like incompetence over malice. Just assume it's incompetence. I doubt that there's any malice there.
But it's not. And I think that I'm one of the only, if not the only, content creator, I fucking hate that word, that actually like said that. It's not because of that. It's because of the bad netcode. Like, I don't know if anyone else said that, sorry, but like still, it was the netcode. It was their developers. It was the like smoothing that they added. So I don't know why, but like now it's better. But it's still not fixed. It's like PvP and all of that, like ship-to-ship combat is still a long way away from what it should be. But then
I think it's gotten only like ship-to-ship combat has only gotten worse because people understand it more and have kind of figured out the metas and the issues. I think so many PvPers were happy with the direction they went to at the very beginning, and the fact that they haven't iterated over every single patch to improve it has been the problem. And I don't think we're getting a solution to that problem based on everything Yogi's been saying lately, sadly.
And if you're blaming everything on the servers, how can we as players differentiate like what's a server issue or what's a fucking bug? How can we report bugs if we don't know where to report them? How can we know if like falling through the ground is a tick rate issue or a server overload issue, or is it just like the buggy state of the game? You can't.
You don't need to know.
What's the point? And then
you as a player don't need to know why the issue happens. Like, I'm so tired of this about this fucking game company. You don't need to know why things are happening. You need to know that they're going to get addressed and that they're going to get fixed, or you need to know that they're not going to get fixed. Like, that's it. Like, I'm fucking sorry, man. Like, we're the players, they're the developers. We're not the developers. Stop thinking in that mentality. And this is the problem with everything that Jared's done. In order, like, the one issue that I have, or I have a lot of issues with the direction of ISC and things like that, is making it about game development makes all of us think that it's like that we're fucking game developers. It's so dumb.
go to the issue council, you try to report stuff, and yeah, like
Voiced, yes.
you're gonna get like upvoted, you're
It's
gonna get
paused right
your issue confirmed, and then what? It's not gonna get fixed. Most of my issue council reports are not fixed, and some of them are like actual issues.
And they'll mark them fixed. It's a fucked up scenario. And the other thing is any feedback thread that you put out there, any issue council report that you put out there, there's some developers in this chat. It is very frustrating to not see the work that you put in to make the report, the effort that you put in to figure it out, and it not be actioned quickly. It's frustrating. That doesn't mean that it's possible for you to action it quickly. I don't know what the solution to this problem would be, but it is very frustrating as a player to talk about things, to be heard, and then to not have the things that you say be actioned. Whether or not they choose to do a suggestion that you made or not is irrelevant. It just, the pace at which things move is a problem when it comes to
that are not bugs that should be fixed. Like one of the reports that I made had like 600 people that confirmed it, and it was the issue with the Gladiator. Like when you're in the Gladiator, the ship that nobody flies or knows that it exists.
Yet there's 600 upvotes
when you're in the
it,
cockpit and there's somebody in the gun and he shoots over you, it can cause actual harm to people with epilepsy. Because like I had, I'm not gonna go into it, but like I had to take like anti-epileptic or whatever pills because I had an accident, and I know like how it is. And like when I flown it and my friend fired the guns, I almost had a fucking seizure. And some people are gonna have a seizure, and it is not fixed still for I don't know, 6 patches now or 5 patches. It doesn't matter. So what's the point? What's the point in like reporting that? That's an actual fucking issue. Then you have the bugs, and most of the bugs are actually reported and confirmed, and they're not getting worked on. And here we're coming to the main issue.
How long
because
would it take
like
to
why
fix
would
that?
you report stuff if you're not getting incentivized in any way? Like you're just gonna die to a bug, and then like are you gonna go and report it? No, like somebody already did it. But if you had some incentive, and if the incentive, at least let the incentive be, yeah, we're gonna fucking fix it. But if not, yeah, you're just gonna like respawn, and like it doesn't even fucking matter to you guys, like as players, doesn't matter to you. You're gonna spend 15 to 30 minutes just like getting back where you were after that. So like if there was an incentive, then maybe issue council would actually work. But like right now it's not working, and like there's no point, and we're just gonna have bugs and bugs that are gonna pile up over each other, and it is already a buggy mess. And then you're gonna have a bunch of game-breaking bugs, like critical bugs that are not gonna get fixed because yeah, the developers just didn't feel like fixing it, because the main pillars of the game are still not done, and I'm gonna talk about that a bit later. But if you watch my channel since the beginning, or I don't know, a year ago or 6 months ago, you would know that I was a PvPer, and I really enjoyed that. But I just stopped enjoying it because first off, it's broken. Like PvP and like ship-to-ship combat is broken for a while now, and then on top of that, like they're saying that they're going to change it. They're saying that it's going to get fixed. They're saying everything, but like. When, guys? Like, you've been saying that you're gonna slow down the ships for like 4 years now. So like when are you gonna do that? I'm not seeing that on the progress tracker. I'm not seeing that in the ISC. I'm not seeing it on the.
But they're talking about it on Spectrum, how they're doing like a bigger update. And I think, like I've said it on my updates, I think it's what they need to do to get Squadron out, and I don't think they care about Star Citizen. And this is why people like Grumpy are ending up not playing, is because you just feel, you can get the feel that they don't give a shit about the game at all. And if you're not gonna support the game that we're playing, a lot of people are gonna not want to play it. But the only people that are not going to want to play it are the people who put in too much time into it in the first place, which are the grumpies and the hardcore PvPers and things like that. They're the ones who are going to get upset and just give up. But I still would guess that the numbers that they're going to see are going to be new players coming into the game and enjoying the game, which are going to completely undermine the idea that people like Grumpy exist and that it actually is a problem. Right? That's the scary thing is new people are going to come into the game. There's going to be a lot of positivity around the way the game looks and blah, 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 like there always has been. So the numbers are going to skew the idea that there is even a problem. But then you just look at a level cap. Like every YouTube video was Star Citizen is literally the best thing since sliced bread. And then now he's starting to post all the things they need to fix. You know,
the weekly or monthly updates. So when is that going to happen? We don't know. But on top of that, you have like shield holes, bad hit registration, desync, of course, it's still happening, the light fighter meta and all of that. But on top of that, the actual, like, when you're fighting, when you're PvPing, like after a while, it's just boring. It is just boring. The only thing that you can do while PvPing is you can face tank. And that's like, where's the strategy in that? Where's the tactics? Where's the, oh, I have outsmarted you? No, there's like, no, like the only reason why you would like win is, yeah, my mechanical skills are better than yours. And that's not the point. Like in any game that exists, if you take like a competitive game like Overwatch, for example, yeah, mechanical skills do matter, but also you have to have a brain. But in Star Citizen, you don't really have to have a brain. The only brain that you need is, yeah, I'm not gonna attack like 10 people. I'm gonna like wait until they're separated, and then I'm gonna attack them one by one. And that's the only brain that you need. Like all the rest of it is just like face tanking. And there's no like, for you guys that like watch my videos, and I know that there's not a lot of you in the past 2 weeks, I've been doing DCS, and there is a lot of tactics, a lot of like,
less than desirable.
I'm gonna do this because of this, I'm gonna do that because of that, I'm gonna try to outsmart the enemy. And even the NPCs are like smarter than you. But in Star Citizen, you don't have that. You don't have like different styles or different mechanics or styles of fighting. Like, I don't know, I already talked about this on my channel a bunch of times now, and it's like in World War II, which like this game or Star Citizen is trying to like emulate, you had different tactics. Like you would, like one fighter would be good in like a turn fight or a raid fight. The other fighter would be really good in booming and zooming. You can search for these terms. I'm not going to talk about them. Like there were different tactics and different like maneuvers and all that. But in Star Citizen, you only have face tanking, and it's boring. It is boring.
Yeah, it is. And the idea of, I still think they're trying to get there, though. And I think one of the biggest problems is we should have been there already when we left Arena Commander. But here we are. Maybe we should have had this in 2.0, you know, when things were opening up. But I'm gonna chill, and I'm gonna wait. And this is something where you know, again, if you need to take a break, you take a break from the game for a little while and play other games and wait and see what they do. And yeah, hopefully we get there again.
When is that going to change? When they slow down the speeds. Okay,
yeah,
so when is that?
Should have been prioritized.
And like, do I care as a player? Do I like have to care as a content creator? I don't care. Like, do it whenever you want to do it, but you need to know that you're losing your player base because you're not working on it, because you're like releasing more and more stuff that doesn't matter and not fixing the things that matter, that like should be your main pillars. And that's like the best scenario when you're fighting another base.
They're just losing players like you. And I don't think that there's enough players like them to make up the difference. So but again, I think all the things that he says are valid for the most part, and they are doing things badly, and they are having problems. And the fact that new people sign up because of shiny demos and morphologist videos every day is not showing the problems with the current development, the game, the communication, the PvP, the lack of updates, this pace of development, the focus on Squadron 42, all of those things, right? I think it is hiding the fact that all of these things exist, you know? Why is the content creator believed to be more important than any other? They're not. Now, that's what I'm trying to say, is nobody should care that Grumpy Eye is leaving. But you may want to listen to why he's leaving, and you may kind of see the issues that he has with the game as well. And at the same time, it might be very clear to you that maybe you should probably take a break and leave too and play some different games. Because anytime I've played another game, it is so eye-opening as to how bad Star Citizen actually is and how it's all just kind of a nice screensaver while you're talking to your Twitch chat, basically, is where I am right now with it.
Guy that actually knows how to fight. You're gonna face tank. In other scenarios, he's either gonna like joust you and you will need to adapt and like chase him and gun him down, and that's also boring. And
like I want to make sure that like I don't know what Grumpy's intentions are, because he says like I'm working on trying to get them to do things, stuff like that. This is only an outlet for me for creativity, to share frustration, to whatever. I never set out here to have any influence. I never set out here to try and change anything. I always just set out here to have a good time. And I think that's what 99% of content creators set out to do initially. And then the influence or the size or whatever might get to their head, and that they think that they're more important than they actually are. And then they might start making videos like, you know, the 15 things CIG needs to change or whatever, right? That's not what most of us are out here doing. I think that's what most people think we're doing, but it's not the case at all. It's just an outlet. It's just fun. It's creative. And then obviously some of us make some money from doing it, and, you know, haters are going to hate about that shit. That ain't going to stop. Deal with it, you know? But
or he will like combat log or
just because
log
I've had
out
influence doesn't mean
combat, because like
you should
yeah,
wield
he
it.
can. He will jump away because he can. So what's the point? Like, why is that not fixed still? Oh, we're going to work on it. Great. When is that going to happen? When is that going to happen so I can come back and try PvPing again? I don't care. I really don't care anymore. Like, again, am I here to like twist their arm until they make something that is playable, that is good, that is fun? No, I'm here to like make content for you guys and maybe make them realize that some things need to change.
Make
and
them
this
realize
is one
some
of those
things need to
videos.
change.
This is like that's why I'm saying all these things. Now let's talk about the main pillars that I mentioned.
They're gonna do what they think is right.
We
no
still
matter
don't
what.
have all the main pillars in the game. Like, we don't have salvage, okay, it's gonna be there, but we don't have science, we don't have farming, we don't have server meshing. They're hiding behind that for a while now. Well,
it doesn't matter if you have any of those things if you don't have an economy and a driving force behind taking part in any of them, period.
we're not going to do that. We're not going to fix that because that pillar is not finished or that pillar is still not implemented or introduced to the game. So, like, without main pillars that are going to hold that game mechanic up, we can't really do that. So, like, what's the point? As a player, again, should I care? No. Is it fun? No. Should they do that? Yes. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever they promised. The only main pillars that were added to this game in the last 2 years that I have been playing were medical gameplay and maybe inventory. Maybe the inventory system. Even though
I mean,
it
I
is
would
in,
argue
like
medical gameplay is barely implemented
right now. And that's it. So what's up with that? Like 2 years for one game pillar that like the game is gonna stand upon. Like, what's the point? It's like when you're building a house, you're gonna start from the ground and you're gonna go up. You're not gonna like make one side, okay, we're gonna have pillars on the other side and then we're gonna go up, but then we're gonna add like a roof and like windows, but like this side is still not done. And like you get the point. And then when you comment on something that is crooked, like if you're trying to, I don't know, sell a home or just comment on that like building, whatever, like if you comment on it and you say that it's crooked, well, like, yeah, because we don't have pillars on that side. But like, so what? Like, why didn't you build the pillars? Why didn't you start off with server meshing, like back in 2012? If it's an
I don't think you could just start off with server meshing, but you know, in reality, should the game have ever been shared? You know, would a game like this in a traditional studio environment have ever been shared before server meshing was complete? No. Would PES have been implemented in the game much quicker if they never developed the game first? Yes. Right? So it's a catch-22. This argument's just stupid. Sorry, Grumpy. This is fucking dumb. You would have never found Star Citizen. You would have never had a YouTube channel. You would never be making this video if they didn't do any of this stuff. That's just stupid. All right? I'm sorry.
MMO, that's a really big thing. That's a really important pillar, right? And you are like,
they're making the game backwards
soon. Again, soon. This is like the third or the fourth time.
There's no denying that.
Whatever. Okay, fine. Maybe it's gonna be there. But where are the rest of the pillars? And then, like, when you comment on this pillar here that's actually being implemented, well, yes, but it's a tier 0. And then you have like other pillars that need to support that one. So like, it's everything.
I think the big problem here is that most of us expect when you put something in the game that you're going to iterate on it. And CIG does not do that. And then at the same time, if they went by what they said, every patch you would have more and more added to the game, but it would be more significant things, right? So yes, they added medical gameplay at a very tier 0, very like not great state. And you would expect them to iterate on it and improve it from there, especially with the inventory. That's been, in my opinion, the worst implementation of an inventory in gaming history. Okay. And then the next thing, if they're going to do it the way they're going to do it, you would expect them to do selling, and then from selling to do cargo. That's what they're doing, guys. That's what they're doing. They're just doing it at the pace of not like a snail. And it's tough. Okay? It's tough to deal with. Really tough to deal with. Because what you need as a player, what Grumpy needs and what I need and what I think everybody's kind of looking for is, all right, dude, throw a bunch of shit in a bad state and then start working on it then, if that's what you want to do. But when you look at the pace of what everything is happening, you're going, okay, well, if you're going to put in everything at a tier 0 state before you ever even come back to the inventory and improve that, what's it going to be, 5 years? 6 years? 10 more years until you even come back to the inventory to get that working and playable?
Is connected.
I'll
okay,
quit too.
Fine. But when, guys? Like when? Like we are all losing our minds. If this is the only game that we play, we are losing our minds. And I'm fairly sure that I'm like not the only content creator that's saying that, or that the only content creator that's like thinking that.
No,
and
you're
I
not.
know for a fact that like most of them are not even fucking playing Star Citizen. Maybe on streams, maybe from time to time, but like, yeah.
You cannot
can't really
play this game like a daily
all the
driver.
time.
You cannot.
And I'm not going to do
possible.
that anymore. I just cannot do that anymore because of all of those reasons. And yes, I am going to hop in whenever there's a new pillar that is getting introduced to the game, like persistent entity streaming and the new like cargo refactor. I can't wait to hop into the game and see that. But 3.17.2 is still in the or again in the PTU, so I can't do that. And it's a question of when am I going to be able to do that? But yeah, I guess we'll see. Now, the next thing would be the definition of insanity. Again. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I'm actually going to try to keep my sanity by not doing the same things over and over again. And like, yeah.
It'd be crazy if CIG
first off,
didn't keep doing the same
Secondly,
things over
there's
and over
no
again.
point in doing them. Like, if I say something that's obvious, if I comment on a bad game mechanic or whatever, I'm gonna get hated by the community. I'm gonna get hated by the devs and all of that.
No, you're not. You're just gonna get hated
you're not
by
in my skin. You're not in my shoes.
one
You
guys
don't
in
really
chat.
know how it is, but I do, and it's not pleasant. I don't really care, but it's not pleasant. And why would I do that if like there is no outcome? Like nothing happens after that. Like what's the point? Sometimes it can like stir some shit up. Sometimes it's really good and constructive. But like if I'm doing this over and over again, I'm just gonna become toxic, and I'm just gonna become like really pissed off. And I was really pissed off like 2 weeks ago. And
Yeah,
that's
that
why I
happened a
stopped.
long time ago.
That's why I'm playing DCS and other games, because yeah, I just don't want to be toxic. I don't want to be overly negative, even though I'm not. And that's how people see me as, like the guy that brings drama to nothing. Like yeah, drama is sometimes good. Sometimes it can like
just see you
bring
as
you
the
more
rant
revenue, which like yeah, it's good to have more revenue, but also like sometimes it can bring a lot of negative things. And like I have never said anything just to like pump the drama, or however you say it. Like drama was never my main intention. Yeah, it's gonna happen because I'm saying things that like most other people are not saying, but in the end is like,
And take it from me, subconsciously, you know that it people engage with it. Right? Like I just speak my mind, but I'd be lying if I didn't subconsciously know that watching this video gets you guys engaged and you guys talking, right? Like I looked at the title, I knew that this was going to be a good video to watch. Right? Like even though that's not like the intention, I hate talking about this game. Believe it or not, I hate talking about games. I hate talking about the development. I hate talking about all that stuff. I just want to play it. But we're not at the point where I can do that.
what I'm saying not true or dishonest. It's not. It is not. You just need to play it for, you need to play Star Citizen for a couple of hours and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Sometimes some things get fixed and most of the times they don't. And my friend SaltEMike said a couple of times when he was reviewing my video, he told me that in person, like, or in person over Discord, whatever. Yeah, I'm like being abrasive and speaking in absolutes. And I understand that. Like, I don't know if it's a language barrier. I don't think so. Maybe it's like a cultural difference.
Explains a lot. Say what you really want to say, AZK. Go ahead, type it. I dare you.
Maybe, but in the end, I was always, you can ask my girlfriend that's currently sleeping, but like maybe one day I'm gonna get her onto one of my videos, but she would tell you that like I'm an honest person and I'm a direct person and I will always say the truth, like whatever it is. If it like hurts me, if it hurts her or whoever, I'm always gonna be direct like that. And I guess that like most people don't really appreciate that. And if I'm coming off as like abrasive or whatever, then I don't know. Like, first off, when you're
like, here's the thing. I don't get, like, I act exactly the same way in real life, but I don't get the reactions that you get in a YouTube comment or a Twitch chat in real life, ever. I am just as abrasive. I am just as passionate about subjects at work as I am on YouTube, but the comments on YouTube talk about you like you're not there. Like this is
in
just
game development, I see that as a public job,
right
like,
now.
just as like a musician or whatever, or a politician, whatever. Like you're doing something that is public, and the public can interact with you. If you can't really handle these kinds of comments, I don't know why you're like doing that. Like, why are you in a public job then? And like SaltEMike also said that like the developers will not listen to me because I'm being abrasive and speaking in absolutes. Okay. Fine, but like I guess like I'm not talking anything bad about Mike, because like he's an amazing guy. But
I feel like I've spoken in absolutes this entire video. Probably it's hard not to.
But here's the issue: like if it's a public job, you will need to get used to that. You will like, why are you like? I have a few guys in my community Discord that got banned for like 10 years. Why? For what? Like they got banned.
I don't know. Can you share the fucking logs? There's probably a good reason why you would have gotten banned for 10 years. Okay? Like, let's get real here. And second, there is no way that you, as a game developer, would be considered a public job. Ever. Ever. Second, the only people who need to take shit are Xylo, Jake, Christian, and maybe Ulf. Like, the social media lady, I don't think is like forward and part of the community as much. So it's like, I don't see that where, like, yes, you're open for criticism, but speaking in absolutes is where there's issues there. You could say, I feel this way. I feel like this is a problem, but nobody wants to hear you tell them how to develop a game. This goes back to a conversation that some of the people are in chat actually right now. Is Christian was here. I think Jerry was there talking about it, and there's a few other game developers talking in chat right now for Star Citizen while we're watching this video. And there's a way to give feedback, and the way to give feedback is not like telling the game dev how to fix the problem. It is telling them that the experience they provided isn't fun, and this is why it's not fun to me. Like, the reason your video, Grumpy, that you're doing right now, saying exactly why you don't want to play the game, is exactly what they need to hear, right? That is how you critique Star Citizen. You don't tell them how to change the tweak the values on an engine of a ship, right? You tell them that it's not fun. You know, one of the devs is here, said, yeah, tell me what the problem you're seeing is. Don't tell me how to fix it, right? Because you don't know. The dev knows how to fix it. The dev just needs to know what the problem is, right? That's the important thing.
And for 10 years from Spectrum for like asking questions, for being pissed off because the project is taking too much time, for like whatever reason. But okay, I understand if they were like racist or whatever. They showed me their comments and what they said on Spectrum, and it's not really a bannable offense, especially with one guy that got banned after the other guy was being like racist, being just like straight up racist, and that guy was okay because he was not bashing on CEG, but this guy, my community member, is gonna get like kicked because or banned for
all right, this is irrelevant.
He got banned for like a month because he was bashing on CEG. So he was hyperbolic and all that. Like I really do not understand that, and that also needs to change. When you're doing any public jobs or like when you're in contact with the public, you need to leave your ego at home, because like, yeah, or just bury it in the fucking basement, because like there is no place for your ego in a public job, especially.
Bro, you're commenting about the way people will react to your YouTube videos because you read the YouTube comments, and then you're telling game devs to not read, like to not take the comments personally. This is so I can't think of the word right now, but it is the complete same thing.
Especially not when there's like thousands and millions of dollars around you.
His whole channel is not his ego.
The money
Stop.
from the backers, like no,
hypocritical.
No, you
Thank
need
you.
to listen.
That is so hypocritical. It's not even
like
funny.
the developers, you need not to be hyperbolic. You need not to call us noise and all of that. If I'm being abrasive right now, and if I'm being whatever, you need to grow a pair. You need to like get your panties in the bunch and just like realize that yeah, we are all just passionate about the project. You wanna talk to your community, or do you want to like be praised by your community? Do you want to learn something? Do you want to see the state of your community, or you just like want to hide in a hole and under your blanket and act like everything is normal? No, it's not.
I agree with this in some cases. So I think a good example of this is Xylo comes into Spectrum the other day and responds to a thread asking about what's going on with 318, says that they're going to give us an update, and the plan is for it to be at the end of the month. The only comments that he responded to below his comment were ones that were praising him. That's it. Not and there was legitimate criticism behind not communicating the delay. And there was not a single response to that at all. Only the positive comments that were like, thank you, Xylo. Oh, Xylo, you're the best. Oh, thank you so much for updating me 2 months late on a patch to let me know it's going to be another month late, but no reasons why.
So, like, why would you do that? Am I being abrasive again? Or should you grow a pair, CAG? Like, no, like, tell me down in the comments. Like, I really don't know. And what's the point in me screaming right now?
I don't think that you can make comments about, and Grumpy has made these comments in his videos in the past. You cannot make comments about the commenters on your YouTube videos. You cannot respond to them and not expect CIG to do the same. That's so silly.
Like, I just remembered and I got pissed off because I know of a few guys that like got banned for no reason.
I'm in the same way.
Top of
It's
that,
hard not to read the comments.
Side,
it's hard
I know
for
people
not
that
to get
didn't
to you.
get banned, and there's a serious reason to ban them. I know some people that were abusive. I know some people that were just griefing or that are griefing all the time, but they are getting praised by CAG because they're streamers or YouTubers or whatever. So do you understand that? Like, double standards, guys, and grow a pair and stop with the bullshit. Now let's go back to me not playing Star Citizen and not making other kinds of videos on Star Citizen like I did before. The other kinds of videos that I could make, except like just talking about Star Citizen like I am right now and being pissed off and abrasive and all of that, like, are, I don't know, tutorials, ship reviews. Like, why would I do tutorials when we are just recovering from a wipe, from a double wipe actually, and then we're gonna get wiped in 3.18 and then in 4.0? There's no point. Why would I do that? Like that's gonna,
if you want to make money, you do that.
Incentivize people to grind, and like, what's the point? I'm gonna wait for the game to stabilize and for me to see that there's not gonna be a wipe in like a, I don't know, a long time from now, I guess, and then I'm gonna do tutorial videos. Ship reviews, like, you can like look everything up on Urkel.games, and like those take, like, if you want them to look good or great as they should, and that's gonna promote the game, and that's like whatever, but like if you want to do that, it's gonna take a lot of time to produce that, and it's a lot of effort. And why would they like put in time and effort if the developers are not putting in time and effort into their own fucking game? Like, why would I do that? I don't know. So I'm not gonna do that. So in the end, there is one more thing or one more reason, and that is the potential. And that's one of the reasons that I'm breaking up with Star Citizen. You will hear that word from every YouTuber or streamer. Is it true? Is it like true that Star Citizen has a lot of potential? Yes, it is.
Sure.
But is it enough? Is it enough for you to play, to keep on playing this game?
Potential?
I don't know. You tell me.
You can't play potential. You can't play the clouds. You can't play the planets. You can't play the economy that doesn't exist. So no, it's never been good enough. Ever. It's been good enough to make morphologist-style YouTube videos. That's it. There's a reason why he's one of the more successful YouTube channels out there. It's been successful enough because the game is so busted for a guy like Captain Burks to make a killing on YouTube doing guides, because the game doesn't have any and it's confusing as fuck, right? But to play the game that doesn't exist, the fact that you've done it for this long is insane to me.
For me, it's not.
I can't play it for 4 hours a day.
Like, I told this story a bunch of times now, but I'm gonna tell it again. I had a bunch of girlfriends in my life, and a few of them were like younger than me, and they had a lot of potential. They were really good people, but they were younger and they only had potential. And I saw that potential in them. But then I realized that they are not growing. They are like staying the same. I grew, they stayed the same, and they stayed like with all of that unexplored potential that is just like sitting there and rotting. And or maybe they.
Damn, I never got my pick of the litter like that.
grew.
I got
but
lucky,
like
but
in different directions, because like there were different people, but in different directions. Then what I saw that they will become at one point if they use that potential, and then after a while they became toxic.
Morph
and
never had
they
any
started bringing me
girlfriends.
down. And even though they were full of potential and beautiful and all that, I knew that it was over. And it is the same with Star Citizen. It is basically a toxic girlfriend that you can like you love or whatever, and you see the potential in her, but she's just not changing, and it's not going for the better, and nothing is happening. And yeah, you should leave her, and that is why I'm leaving Star Citizen. But at least I know that I'm gonna come back to Star.
Yeah. You're not leaving. You're leaving, and then you're gonna send the text and say, "Baby, I miss you so much. Oh my God, I made such a big mistake. I miss you."
Citizen at some point, and I'm not gonna come back to those ex-girlfriends at any point ever. And in hindsight, before I end this video, that's probably a long-ass video, I need to say this. I feel really stupid that I made a YouTube channel that is revolving around Star Citizen or around any game or around a single game. Because me switching to other games can be perceived as me like lying to you or letting you down, which I
No, it's not. It's just people subscribe to your channel for Star Citizen, and they're not going to watch other content.
really don't want to do. As I've said, I needed to take a chill pill from Star Citizen purely to preserve my sanity or the glimpse of sanity that I still have. And yeah, like I'm not gonna cling on potential as I did before, because yeah, I had those kinds of relationships and those are never good. Because as I've said before, and I'm gonna say it again, I said this a bunch of times when I started doing videos. The main reason why I started the YouTube channel is because, yes, I needed money, because as a musician, I couldn't really survive, and I needed something else to do, and...
Okay, well, if you needed the money, all the things that you said weren't worth doing were worth doing. Okay?
I saw an opportunity, and I went for it, but also I wanted to make a YouTube channel that...
I don't have the time, which is the reason why I don't do those things.
Is going to be based, that's going to have that like this, that's going to stand upon sturdy pillars of honesty and truth and like truthfulness, basically, and no bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And how
and the
do
thing
you
that has to be clear, and that that Grumpy I hope understands, is that the only truth is your own truth, and you do have to respect that somebody else's truth is theirs, and it may differ from yours. Right. So I do hear him say this, like, this is honest, this is truth, these are facts. But they're only his truths.
Expect me to be honest to
We're
you
all
guys
individuals.
if I'm not honest to myself. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Star Citizen. But what does this mean for all of you guys that are currently watching? That only means that you can expect a lot of different stuff on this channel. So first off, I'm going to do some gear reviews of the gear that I'm using. I know that a bunch of you guys wanted to see like Track IR versus Tobii Eye Tracker and all of that. Then I'm gonna do some music. I'm gonna do a lot of like gameplay videos on other games that I'm actually having fun with, and maybe you will find a game that is good for you, because Star Citizen is not really good for your health at this point in time. So yeah, you can still expect the weekly outside inside Star Citizen videos. You can still expect these videos like Grumpy rehab facility videos. Maybe I'm gonna skip a week or two or whatever. It all depends on like what they're doing or what they're releasing. But yeah, I'm not gonna do gameplay videos on Star Citizen for a while. Now, if this means that you need to unsubscribe, that you need to unsubscribe from like YouTube or Patreon or whatever, then be it. I don't know. But like, here's the thing, and here's why I made this video.
If you're a Patreon backer of this guy, you unsubscribe because he's not going to be touching Star Citizen, the reason you Patreon is like the completely wrong reason. Like, a Patreon is for somebody for financial freedom. Like, if you're going to open a Patreon, it's to help him achieve financial freedom, and that should be the only reason that you're you're backing it. I feel like
to understand that this is going to happen.
it would be fucked up
again
if they
and
backed
again,
out at
and
this point.
that this
in my
is
mind.
currently basically my only source of income. And I need to prepare myself for that by playing other games and being just like, I don't know, presenting other stuff to you guys and bringing more people in from like other games or other like with other interests. And with that, I will be prepared for the next time that this happens with Star Citizen. Star Citizen is always going to be like my main game and the game that I want to play, because all of us are here because it's basically our childhood dream game. And that's why all of us are so passionate about it. But yeah, like at one point you need to like stop, take a chill pill, realize that like this is like, even though the revenue is cool and all that, and I can do more drama, I can be really pissed off and get like, I don't know, melt down in front of the camera, but that's just not, like, it's not gonna help my sanity and it's not gonna help my emotional status. So yeah, that's why I'm like doing this change on YouTube, and that's why I'm playing DCS for the past week or 2 weeks. I'm not really sure, and that is why I need to stop playing Star Citizen. So if that means that you need to unsubscribe, that you need to tell me that I'm a whatever, okay, if you need to unsubscribe from Patreon, I will understand that. That's fine. I will miss you if you unsubscribe from YouTube or whatever. I will miss you guys, and if you want to stay here, there's going to be a lot of like great content as always, different games, of course, Star Citizen, like those 2 shows, but less and less gameplay videos of Star Citizen and less like ship reviews and all of that, because there's no fucking point in making those. So with that said,
talking about revenue,
keep
saying there's no point.
Yeah, thank you to all my patrons that are supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video. It's a little Patreon link. As I said, you're supporting me for buying a new light. I just like made this work with another light. And for like buying ships for Star Citizen that I can review, give away, or whatever, and for like getting other games so I can like review them and show them to you guys, and like I'm gonna play games so you don't have to, basically. So yeah, if you want to support me, link is like right there in the show more area. And I don't know what to tell you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see what happens. I know that like nobody watches my DCS videos basically compared to Star Citizen videos, but at least it's fun. So again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring it down when you're trying to space, and bye.
Don't ever say nobody watches them, because the people who watch them are somebody. And there's a way to go about this, and it's not posting everything on your main. It's doing it in a place where you feel you can be free. If many content creators move to variety by building up a main channel and then going into variety, it's just the way you do it. The idea of behind the whole topic of everything, he is so right. The game is just not there. There's no way you could play this game as your daily driver. And that's it. And not all, but a lot of the reasons why he's no longer interested in the game are totally valid. I totally disagree with the idea of devs should have a thicker skin when he knows what it's like to be a content creator. It's not easy to have a thick skin. It's not easy to read a comment that is really disrespectful towards you. It's not easy to be called incompetent, right? It's not. You can say whatever you want to say, but there's always going to be consequences to what you say. I think this is the comments that I've had with Grumpy before. If you actively want to make a change, then you can't be as abrasive as you are, because people will immediately tune you out. It's got nothing to do with having a thick skin or whatever. It's just nobody wants to hear shit like that. Sorry. Grumpy's been doing videos for a long time, and I think his video quality and everything is really, really good. But my second channel has almost as many subscribers as he does. right? And this isn't a pissing contest, but there's something to be said for something like that, right? Is that there are a certain amount of people that are not going to listen to what you have to say because of the way you're saying it. I was, and like he's bringing up DMs, which I don't like the idea of very much, but at the same time, I was trying to help the guy out, and I definitely have shifted because I watched my own shit and went, yeah, I wouldn't want to watch this. Right. And I realized that the person that I was becoming was not who I am. Right. And I realized why things weren't going as well. I didn't change my personality. I didn't change my point of view. I changed a little bit of the way I deliver it. That's it. And it's the reason why I don't stand for certain things in my community anymore either. It's because nobody wants to hear that shit.